The Trump administration has put HBCUs on its radar screen this week. The president will sign an executive order as early as today that will give a big funding boost to more than 100 schools around the country. And HBCU presidents will be meeting with the administration on Tuesday to discuss the school's importance and ways in which government and corporations can support them.
I also want to honor and promote the achievements of historically black colleges and universities throughout our nation. They do a fantastic job. They're not given the credit that they deserve, and they're going to start getting that credit.
Senator Tim Scott, South Carolina, Congressman Mark Walker of North Carolina are hosting a day-long conference with the school leaders tomorrow at the Library of Congress. Omarosa Manigault, Director of Communications for the Office of Public Liaison in the administration, plus Senior Advisor to the President, will take part in the conference. Joining us right now, Lezli Baskerville, President and CEO of the National Association for Equal Opportunity, which, of course, advocates for HBCUs. So, Lezli, what do you make of the Trump administration trying to get a feather in his cap with black folks by appealing to HBCUs?
Well, actually, during the campaign, President Trump talked about HBCUs. No one heard it because of the vitriol and all that was going on.
I know I didn't hear it.
In the campaign, he talked about HBCUs, and then simultaneously his ground troops in Florida and some of the Deep South, they had listening sessions on HBCU campuses. And so there was a common thread, and it was spurred by Omarosa Manigault, who's a 3-time HBCU alumna. She graduated from Central State University in Ohio, from Payne Theological Seminary in Ohio, and from Howard University. And so she has been a voice and a champion for HBCUs throughout the campaign. And one of the things that she said in listening sessions early on was that President Trump understood the centrality of HBCUs to his agenda.
Do you believe that?
That he understands that?
Right.
I think that it is important that he has someone at his side that he trusts, who knows firsthand the centrality of HBCUs to the realization of his economic agenda, his education agenda, his agenda to revitalize urban areas and rural areas and so forth.
But here's what you have. 94% of black women voted against Donald Trump for president. Black folks are not shy about their feelings about Donald Trump. And so that's what the HBCU presidents are going to go up against, Talladega College. Well, they decided to perform in the inauguration. They caught a whole lot of heat from their graduates, from the alumni about that decision. And so what is the fine line HBCU presidents must walk?
What HBCU presidents must say, and what I say to everyone, and wise people say, no permanent friends, no permanent enemies, permanent interests. In this president, we have someone who has said, because of diversity, and I think it's important to note that, we talk about the importance of diversity from the top down in all the ranks here in the White House. We've had people of color, we've had females there. Here we have a diversity of experiences, a diversity of institutions. And so someone who understands the value of HBCUs, they're just 3% of American colleges, 40% of African Americans in the sciences, technology, engineering, and mathematics graduating there, 60% health professionals graduating, 50% African American teachers. So she, Omarosa Manigault, and now I understand there are at least 3 other persons in between the Office of Public Policy and the Office of Outreach that have experiences as HBCU alumni.
The plan is to move the HBCU initiative out of the Department of Education, move it to the White House. Smart or not, Eugene?
I'll put it this way. I'd probably rather keep it in the Department of Education rather than the hands on Omarosa Manigault. As somebody that's dealt with her, somebody that's a Republican that believes in HBCUs, somebody that's attended HBCUs, I'm very excited about executive order, but I want to see executive order plus legislation from Congress that's actually enforceable rather than something that gives Omarosa a nice press release.
It's a piece of paper.
Who cares whether or not?
What gets you excited about an executive order that directs agencies to be more supportive and to use and contract and give grant priority to historical black colleges from the Trump administration? What's exciting about that unless it comes with accountability and real action?
So we propose that it does. The HBCU community
that it does what?
puts in accountability. So the executive order and the White House initiatives on HBCUs has actually been in the White House previously, and then it was taken in the department. When it was in the department, it got mired in the politics of the department. So the first thing that it does when you take it out of the department is it signals its importance to the administration. And the messaging is to the people, the heads of the departments and the agencies, that this is very important to this administration. It signaled that to the Republican leadership in Congress. And so, as was said earlier in the feed coming in, our presidents are going to meet early in this Congress with the Republican leadership, thanks to Congressman Walker and Senator Tim Scott and a range of other people. But so they signal, number one, the importance. Number two, we're proposing, and I don't know if it's going to be in there, but that there is a 5% goal for increasing federal investment, every federal agency, every federal department, contracts, grants, sponsored programs, internships, and so forth. That accounts to a substantial amount of dollars. And there is a report, I don't know what's in it, we have recommended a reporting requirement.
For every black college, that 5% investment?
For the HBCU community across the board. And so the agencies and departments under our proposal would need to show progress toward that goal.
After 8 years of what we just saw, the only thing I'm caught up in is whether or not something is going to happen for HBCUs or not going to happen. I couldn't care less whether that office was in the White House or not in the White House. I mean, the Obama administration had all these decorative offices on African-American education, and they had the William Harvey thing, and they had, you know, Ivory Toldson, and nothing happened for HBCUs. The situation got worse. So don't you think the way this should be measured at the end of the day is, are these schools getting money or are they not getting money?
Absolutely. Outcomes. And we propose that there's an outcome measures. President Reagan actually had goals and outcome measures. He required his departments and agencies to report mid-year and end of the year, and you'll see that the federal dollars going in did increase. At least you can hold them accountable. But I mean, I think you're absolutely right. And back to the discussion you all were just having, if the HBCU community sits on the sideline and does nothing, then nothing will happen. But if we go in this opening, we have a president who has said, we want to do something, and we have to go in that opening and try to make it happen.
I don't disagree with you, but here's the thing. Our historical black colleges, we usually categorize them in three groups. Those who are struggling and can't meet budget on a monthly or annual basis, those who are barely meeting budget, and those who are achieving and have a significant endowment. I worry that some of those historical black colleges aren't in a position, the ones that are struggling, aren't in a position to even accept that 5% or accept the more focused and investment in their institutions, because they're just not in a position to manage it and to receive it. No, you make it sound like it's simple, but it really
they're willing
isn't.
to accept, it's better than the 8 years we just saw.
That's certainly true.
I agree 100%.
One other point is the Parent Plus loan, right? Is the order going to cover and improve or fix the Parent Plus loan credit requirement that devastated historical black colleges?
If it does, it'll be a big turnaround. It'll be if the Trump EO does that, that would be a huge win for HBCUs.
Exactly.
A huge win for Black America.
Exactly.
A correction of a failed Obama policy.
Final comment.
So the final comment, I think that is important that, first of all, distinguish between what an executive order can do and then what legislation has to do. And obviously, on the side of legislation, we're going to push like the Dickens to remediate the residual adverse impacts of the shifts in. Absolutely. Right. But I don't agree with you in your characterization of HBCUs. HBCUs span the gamut from small to research intensive. Whatever it is, they have astounding leaderships who are doing more with few dollars than anyone else. If you put any additional dollars in any of those institutions, they will be stronger, they will thrive, they will grow, and continue to outpace others. HBCUs are punching above their weight in every class, even with so few resources.
And we're, and we're dealing with this tomorrow as well. So, Lezli, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for being here.
A peaceful protest turned deadly. 37-year-old black man was shot and killed by Baton Rouge police. Your hands are in the air, and you still get shot by the cops.
Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
We're not gonna let hate define us.
Race is a big part of this.
If truly all lives matter, then all lives need to matter equally.
What we require is action. What we require is accountability. We understand that black lives do matter, and we will keep focused on this issue.
NewsOne Now, every weekday morning at 7 on TV1.